Well, good morning, friends. So today we'll discuss drone insurance. Drone insurance. So the drone insurance market consists of sale of drone insurance by entities, organizations, sole traders, and partnership that provide insurance coverage for drones. So the drone insurance is the insurance that covers the cost associated with the accidental bodily harm or damage caused to property or any assets due to the drone operations. So the drone insurance also covers the cost associated with the damage in drones. The drone insurance market is segmented by coverage type into liability coverage, hull damage, theft coverage, loss or flyaway coverage, payload coverage, personal injury coverage, ground equipment coverage, and others like. So by pricing into hourly, monthly, annually, by application into commercial, personal, and others. The global drone insurance market is expected to grow from $1.06 billion in 2022 around 2.08 billion in 2025. So the increasing number of drone accidents is expected to drive the growth of the drone insurance market over the coming years. Drones are currently engaged in a variety of sectors that rely on the aerial imagery, such as agriculture, insurance, manufacturing, electricity, and others. Drone becomes more and more prominent as risk of a catastrophic crash happening are increasing. So let us understand, drone insurance is designed specifically to cover the risk associated with the flying unnamed aerial vehicles, that is called UAVs, also known as drones. For example, you could accidentally crash your drone into someone's house and cause property damage, or lose control of your drone and strike a person causing an injury. So a good drone insurance policy is a type of a small business insurance that contains essential coverage such as liability insurance for property damage and bodily injuries accidentally caused to others, as well as other object types. A drone insurance policy is very important to understand because recently ICICI Lombard General Insurance has launched a comprehensive remotely piloted aircraft insurance plan, especially for drone operators. So this comprehensive product covers any theft or loss of damage caused to the drone, including the payload, camera equipment attached to it, as well as third-party liabilities. So as per DGCA guidelines, DGCA is Directorate General of Civil Aviation. So as per DGCA guidelines, currently drones can only be used within a visual line of sights, that is called VLOS, visual line of sights, and during the day. But in light of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, or after the pandemic, the use of drone can encompass to monitor the coronavirus effects, areas to carry out sanitation measures and surveillance activities, for ensuring proper social distancing measures among communities. So the 6 type of risk covered in the policy. The comprehensive policy covers 6 types of risks. First one, the hull covers any accidental loss or damage to the drone, including theft and disappearance within the scope of the policy. Any loss due to wear and tear or gradual deterioration over time, as well as non-compliance with the DGCA guidelines, is not covered under this. Then the payload cover and equipment cover ensures the accidental physical loss or damage of the payload while the same is attached to the drone and to the property being spares, engines and associated equipment respectively. Then the insurance also provides a personal accident cover applicable to the insured authorized operators for bodily injury sustained in India while operating drones and arising out of an accident. The policy also provides the facility of medical insurance cover for insured authorized operators who has been hospitalized because of a bodily injury arising out of the flight of the covered drone. Then the third party liability included in the product provides coverage for damage from accidental bodily injury and accidental damage to property caused by the drone. ICICI Lombard is offering third party liability which can cover consequential losses arising out of the operation of drones. So the drone policy benefit also include 9 add-on covers and a pay-per-use model of payment to provide the consumers with a hostile experience tailor-made to suit their express needs. So while the add-on covers include alternate higher charges, drone, war liability, cyber liability cover, invasion of privacy cover, and BBLO's endorsement, among others, the pay-per-use model allows the customers to choose the policy depending on their requirement. Customers can choose a one-day policy, a one-week policy, a one-month policy, or even an annual policy. So the drone industry has demonstrated a tremendous growth potential in the recent past. With an increase in commercial as well as civilian usage of drones, there is also a growing need to provide owners with insurance coverage that offers the best protection against damage and helps them reduce their third-party liability exposure. But the policy can be availed on the company's online platform, which also ensures use of generating quotes within minutes and instant policy issuance also. Liability insurance cover property damage and injuries accidentally caused to others. For example, if you crash your drain into a building and break a window, your liability insurance can cover the cost of repairs. Liability insurance also covers the cost of your legal defense, judgments, and settlements. If you are sued because of an accident, for example, if you cause an accident that results in injury, your liability insurance can cover the cost of the other person's medical expenses and your legal fees. So, drone insurance also covers the hull coverage. Hull coverage is an optional coverage type that covers the cost to replace your drone if it gets damaged or stolen. So this coverage type is also called commercial drone physical damage coverage. Hull coverage may not cover equipment that is not directly related to the drone, such as computers, mobiles, phones, non-drone cameras, and tablets. Medical expense coverage is also there. Medical expense insurance pays for your medical bills if you or other specified on your policy are injured by an accident involving your drain. Payload insurance means this covers expensive payloads items that attach to your drone, such as photographic cameras, lidar lasers, thermal cameras, and other type of gears. Personal and advertising injury coverage protects you against several different type of claims, such as copyright infringement, libel, slander, and violation of a person's privacy. Optional coverage for equipment. You may be able to purchase add-on coverage to help pay to repair or replace specific items such as sensors and equipment you take airborne as well as equipment you use on the ground. So for example, droneinsurance.com sells add-on coverage for sensors and ground equipment, while Global Aerospace sells optional coverage for ground equipment such as controllers and launchers. So, how much does drone insurance cost? This is an important question, because a typically commercial use drone insurance policy can cost as little as $563 a year for $1 million in liability coverage, according to White at VW1 Aviation Insurance. Adding hull or physical damage coverage for the drone or its equipment will add about 10% of the hull amount to a premium. And the types of risk covered is again important, because the comprehensive policy covers those 6 types of covers risk, but there are deductibles and location clauses also there. Accidental drone damage on type coverage will provide the damage to the drone, because the comprehensive drone insurance cover provides a little wider coverage in that sense. And there are lot many add-on covers like night flying cover, accidental damage to modular payload, transit damage add-on cover, BBLOs cover. Only the drone manufacturers, aircraft and drone operators, and logistic startups or aggregators can buy the drone insurance. Boats and Drone India strongly cautions against flying a drone without insurance, whether for recreational or commercial use. The Indian agency responsible for drone safety is DGCA. It has provided a number of internet accessible details in flying for fun or for work. According to DGCA, drone use is allowed in India subject to DGCA regulations. There are different drone categories in India. The unnamed aircraft system is categorized into the aeroplane, aircraft and hybrid unnamed aircraft system. So the airplane, rotorcraft and hybrid unnamed aircraft system shall be further subcategorized as remotely piloted aircraft system, model remotely piloted aircraft system, and autonomous unnamed aircraft system. Registration is required for all but the nano category, because no person shall operate an unnamed aircraft system without first registering it on the Digital Sky platform and obtaining a unique identification number unless exempted from the requirement of a unique identification number under rules. So a registration record shall be maintained by the Director General of all such unnamed aircraft systems to which a unique identification number has been issued under these rules. Remote pilot certificate in India is also given, because no individual other than a holder of a valid remote pilot certificate enlisted on the Digital Sky platform shall operate an unnamed aircraft system. So the remote pilot certificate is not required when flying small to medium-sized drone up to 2 kg for non-commercial drone use. A remote pilot certificate shall specifically mention the category, subcategory and classification of the unmanned aircraft system or a combination of those. So an individual shall be eligible to obtain a remote pilot certificate. Drone categories in India are, for registration purposes, these are required, like nano, that is less than or equal to 250 grams, or you can say 0.55 pounds. Then micro, from 250 grams, that is 0.55 gram to 2 kg, that is 4.4 pounds. Then small, from 2 kg to 25 kg, that means from 4.4 pounds to 55 pounds. Then medium, from 25 kg to 150 kg. That means 55 pounds to 330 pounds. And the biggest one is the large, that is greater than 150 kilogram, that is 33 pounds. So when you are using the drone, India has specific requirements regarding the types of features a drone must have to be flown in India, excluding those in the nano category. These mandatory requirements are GPS, return to home, anti-collision flight, ID plate, a flight controller with flight data logging capability, RFID and SIM number or permission to take off. India's drone industry will fly high because with an aim to make India a global drone hub by 2030 and to generate job opportunities by ensuring drone application in transportation, logistics, defense, mining, infrastructure and other sectors, the Indian government notified Drone Rules 2021. This announcement by the Ministry of Civil Aviation was looked at as far more liberalized regime for unmanned aircraft systems than what existed before. So this is all about drone insurance. Thank you very much.